So make sure you subscribe to my official YouTube channel, as well as go to my website, www.susankneeling.com. So I'm going to go over a few things in a little bit of a sarcastic way, but it's all in truth. So I dealt with a whole bunch of people who made fun of me because I couldn't get into college because of my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000, where I had a subarachnoid hemorrhage in the frontal lobe of my brain. I mean, I survived. This is the 25th or 24th of November in 2020. It's about to be the 25th of November 2020 because it's almost midnight. And so I actually had been in college before my head injury. So when my biological parents moved my biological sister and I from New Jersey to Illinois in order to make up for the classes as well as to get certain other things taken care of, I was in college geometry. And I was also in college algebra with trigonometry and calculus which my head injury got me to second grade math. However, I still was in college geometry, which is how I was able to take college algebra with trigonometry and calculus. Kind of need that geometry background to be able to do like calculus and trigonometry. Yeah, I'm just going to throw that out there. So I'm going to be a little, you can't tell, I'm going to be a little sarcastic, a little ornery in that regard. So I had a lot of people make fun of me for that. And the irony is the majority of people, when they started really kicking into making fun of me for not being able to get into college, I had 26 scuba diving certifications that I had earned the year before. Yeah, in March to November of 2009, I had earned 26 scuba diving certifications by myself. But those people who really went into high gear in regards to 2010, you know, I couldn't get into college. I had already been in college. I didn't graduate college. But I, you know, got a, what was it, an A- in college geometry and a B+ in college algebra with trigonometry and calculus. So I was kind of smart-ish. I just wasn't Albert Einstein. I know I'm a female. I was born a female. I'm still a female. That whole thing. But yeah, I did. So here's a little bit of the sarcasm-ish, orneriness-ish. My biological sister made fun of me for her getting a master's degree and graduating with a master's degree, and yet I earned 26 different scuba diving certifications all by myself. And then I'm not even going to go into the payment level differences. I'll just let you do that math all by yourself. I probably don't have to, you know, be able to add that much that well. So there was this situation in regards to my dead ex-husband. I was in a different part of the city, hadn't seen him in 2 days. It was what it was. Horrible marriage. But anyway, we were separated long before he died. And again, I was in a different part of the city, hadn't seen him in 2 days. And there was an investigation. So, yeah. Anyway, so my ex-in-laws had gone all sorts of, you know, oh, he's so whatever. I mean, okay, they're related to him, so, you know, that makes sense. It does, despite the fact that he stole Valor. And there are pictures that prove that. But there's also my biological family, specifically my biological mother, biological father, though more so my biological mother and biological sister, who were all, oh, why can't you be like that? Because I'm me. That's the simple answer. Because I'm me. And so while he had discussed all these things that he was doing in regards to breast cancer research, what he refused to do, and which was part of the reason why the second and final separation, was because I refused to help him any further in regards to breast cancer research. I was the one who told him to research the G-Nome of the DNA, or for those of you who don't know what DNA is, deoxyribonucleic acid. That is what DNA stands for. And so there's a T-genome that is inside the different molecular structure in reference to the DNA strands for each individual. And the T is where you are able to find certain characteristics in which to research the aspects for cancer and finding the cure for. Now, all of the experiments that he had done in UTHSCSA, I think is what it was called, and the CTRC, I was the one who told him what to do. I was the one who gave him the ideas for those experiments. Those grants that were given in that regard were because of my ideas. Right? And the different experiments that were run for researching cancer research to find the cure for, that was me. And with those specifics that, nobody would really know unless you were actually a part of it, that proves that. So there goes that whole, all those people making fun of me because I can't get into college, but hey, just was able to do other stuff. So anyway, so then there's the aspects in regards to, what is it, the climate change, right? Everybody's like, oh, climate change, oh, okay, well, yeah. Well, did you ever take into consideration not just, certain things as far as, like, electronics get warm, right? I mean, I'm just going to throw this out there. Electronics do get warm. If you use your laptop, your desktop, your tablet, your cell phone in a larger way, like, it gets warm, right? Okay, here's the sarcasm, right? So, like, if you have, like, a whole bunch of, like, technology pieces, and, like, they all get really, really warm, and then the electric stuff gets, like, totally warm and stuff like that, and there's, like, more and more pieces of technology that are, like, totally used, right? Most likely, hypothetically speaking, that would, like, totally warm up the climate, right? And then when you take into consideration those solar panels that people want to put, like, all over the place, so, like, they heat up, right? Like, they totally go, and I really, really wish, I was murmuring to myself earlier, I really wish I could actually grow long hair and deal with the headache pain, because I would just be twirling my hair and just be like, so you can envision that and just, I mean, I got this right here, so I mean, I guess I can pretend right now and be like, so, like, with all the solar panels and stuff, like, it goes in the sunlight to, like, attract sunlight, and sunlight is warm, right? Like, so totally hot and stuff. And so, like, if you have a whole bunch of solar panels that are, like, on the earth, and then they, like, totally warm up all the land that's, like, near water. And, every area, every state in the United States of America, I mean, there's obviously other places around the world that have this, but in that regard, in the United States of America, there's, underground caverns of water, and you're heating up the ground, and, like, when you heat up the ground, and you, like, have a bunch of solar panels that are near the ocean, hello, California, and you have, like, a whole bunch of solar panels that are, like, attracting the sunlight, and sunlight is warm and stuff, like, that would mean after a certain amount of time, I don't know what the mathematical equation is, I'll be honest, but like after a certain amount of time of like that constantly heating up, plus the amount of electricity, plus the amount of computer technology stuff, plus all of the charging stuff, plus all of the Wi-Fi stuff, plus all of etc., etc., etc. Like that would mean over time the gradual amount of heat index would eventually begin to rise. And because it like totally would mean that the atmosphere would get warmer and stuff and be a continuous warmer area around the globe, that like those ice caps, you know, on top of the icebergs would start like melting, right? Like if you heat up where there's a bunch, like if you were to take a whole bunch of ice cubes and put them into a pan and then just put it on the lowest heat. You don't even have to put it on high. You could put it on the lowest heat setting, like it's literally called low, and you know, just let it sit there. And you know, you could watch your ice melt in the pan. You can even get a huge pot, huge, 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 huge. Just a huge pot. You know, one that like would fit over, but like bigger, and then like up to here, one of those, put like a whole bag of ice in there. You can even get dry ice if you'd like, because that'd be closer to an example of a glacier. And then just turn it on low, like low is all the way over there, and just leave it there. And over time, what's going to happen is that water is going to be water, because that's what ice cubes are, which is what glaciers are. And so that whole heating up of like the climate and stuff like that might change, right? I could be wrong. I can't get into college because I should not be able to. Should not be able to. This is an example as to why. I'm a little too sarcastic, and I will say things that hurt a bunch of feelings in many, many ways. I don't deny that. Though at the same time, wouldn't have so many snowflakes, which, by the way, how much energy does it take when you know, do that crying stuff? Does your body heat up when you cry a whole bunch? It does? Okay. So, sorry, I'm just thinking about a bunch of people crying. I'm a little sadistic-y at times. Kind of. Anyway, so yeah, maybe that's something to think about. Yeah, you know, I mean, you can use those, like, wind turbines, but it only works if the wind is working. And it's not a big enough fan to cool off the decades of that going on. Yeah. And so, you know, then I'm sure there's something in regards to the different types of solar rays. You know, and I know that it's not just UV, UVA, UVB. I mean, it literally goes through the alphabet, the different types of UV lights. And you're literally attracting that to the earth. Right? And so then there's also the aspects where it is known, like, for example, if you go into a tanning bed over and over and over and over again, or you go to, like, do the sun tanning thing over and over again, and you constantly get burnt and stuff like that, and all that sort of stuff, you tend to develop melanoma or different types of cancer for skin. So when you take that into consideration, that you are literally bringing that to the earth, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm no Neil, what's his name? There's that scientist guy who does now I'm actually being serious, but there's that PhD guy who declassified Pluto as a planet but found something else in another, and then there's Bill Nye and stuff like that. Like, they could probably be able to be like, yeah, well, you know, by theoretical standards, hypothetically, that actually might make quite a bit of sense. There's probably some other guys, you know, that are scientists and marine biologists and study space and et cetera like that. Hi, NASA. And hi, SpaceX. Hi, astronauts. But yeah, like, there's a possibility of that. I would guesstimate. I mean, I'm not the smartest one. I can't get into college. However, I'm just going to throw that out there for review. So, yeah, I hope that this YouTube video made you laugh, but also made you think. So, you guys have a good one. Share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You go to my website, www.susanlayer.com. I've written a couple of books. There's a journal blog that I've written. It's called The Ornery TSA. There's a whole bunch of other stuff on my website too. So you guys have a good one.